Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm going to talk about hobbies. Right, hobbies. Now, we all have something we like, right? And we call that a hobby, especially if we're not generating an income from it, right? Now, let's say you have something that you enjoy doing, and all of a sudden, you start to generate a little money from it. Let's say you get there, maybe you like to bake, and you cake baker, you're making cakes. Now, you may make a couple of cakes a week and sell them for $25 each, right? That's $50. That's revenue, right? That's money. Your mind says, wait a minute, I just made that cake for $2.95. Now I'm selling it for $25. That sounds like a good margin. $2.50, $25. Okay, let's say I made 2 cakes this week. Let's try to make 5 cakes next week. If I make 5 cakes next week, it will cost me, we'll round it up, we'll say 3 times 5, that's $15. It cost me $15 to make 5 cakes, and I can sell those 5 cakes for $125. We have a winner, right? That's a business. You just turn your hobby into a business. All you have to do is continue getting clients and continue making cakes. That's as simple as it gets, right? That's a hobby turned into a business. Now, what I want to do is I want to share some things that I've been doing some research on about hobbies this week. And as I read these, I just want you to kind of process how they make you feel or what you get from it. Because I got an understanding that I didn't really have prior to. And maybe you will too. And it goes like this. Hobbies often start out as a pastime activity, and before you know it, you are spending all your monthly earnings and most of your time on something that a few months ago you had no idea existed. That doesn't necessarily mean that every hobby you ever picked up will turn into a passion. In fact, most of us go through quite a few fads before finding that passion, which never really dies out. Now, once you are able to identify that you really do like that, let's say you've never played tennis, and all of a sudden you're invited to play tennis, right? And you get out there and you really like it. Not only do you like it, but you're actually kind of good at it, right? And in your mind, you're thinking, wow. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that again, right? So you do it again and same results. You're really, really good at it. You really, really like it. So what that is created in you is an understanding that you need to spend more time with that, right? That's what that should tell you because of the way you're feeling and the result that you're getting, right? Now, some of the hobbies I'm going to share with you today, some of you may be doing it already, maybe not, but pay attention because it may be in line with who you are and what you do. Now, the first one is sports. One of the healthiest hobbies that you can have is to play some sort of sport. It keeps you physically fit, active, and socially engaged. And as a kid, playing sports may help you to build a stronger body and better personality. So there are definitely pluses to playing sports, not only from the physical and strength part, but it also teaches you the rules of the game, whatever that game is, right? Now, even when people don't have the opportunity to continue playing a sport that they loved, they follow the professional on games and on TV, and that actually becomes why they love that sport and why sports has become so popular, because people who played sports at one time but can no longer play, or who are watching people play the sport that they played at one time, that makes up the audience, that makes up the crowd, right? So that generates an income. Another one is reading books. Ever since the first book was written, people are lining up to read it. Right? Think about that. Well, before there were any books, and all of a sudden there was a book. People wanted to get their hands on that book, right? People wanted to read that book. And many thought that the ancient hobby of reading books was going to dissipate with time as smartphones and computers began to take over our lives. As it turned out, ebooks made sure that never happened. Reading a book is not only one of the best hobbies you can have in terms of growing as a person, it is also a delightful experience that cannot be matched by anything else. Because it's a journey into a different world with different lives created by the words of a talented writer and the wings of the reader's imagination. And that is you. That is what you're getting from it. As you're reading a book, and a book is something that a lot of people that I know don't read. They may read 2 or 3 pages, they may read a chapter, but to read the actual book, I don't know. I don't know why people don't read like that, because how can you expect to get the full result of what's in the book if you read a chapter, or if you read a couple of chapters or a couple of lines? You have to actually incorporate a process of reading. Like, try and read a couple of books a year. I know that's not a lot of books, but versus not reading a book at all, that's pretty impressive, right? If you can do 3 books and you haven't been reading any books. So that's how you get your knowledge. The books you read, the people you meet, the videos you watch, the podcasts you listen to, the one-on-one that you have with people. That's how you gain information. That's how you're able to share information. That's the mode that we use to communicate, right? So be very specific about incorporating that into your day-to-day as you continue on. The next one is video games. If technology has ever given birth to a hobby, it would be gaming. Gaming has opened up so many dimensions with the advancement of technology and the support of millions of enthusiasts around the world that it is just too big to consider a children's hobby anymore. Because when you look at the numbers, the sheer numbers of people who buy electronic games, it's incredible, right? So it's almost incumbent on the person who is in that world to learn that world, because things change so very fast. You create an app or you create a game today, tomorrow it's obsolete, right? That's how fast things are working in the 21st century. So you want to get in the game, right? You want to get in the game and actually participate. Don't just sit on the sidelines wondering if you could or if you should, because you should, right? You should, not me, you should. I'm already in the game doing what I do. Get in the game, participate in life. It's your life. You get one go around, right? No more. So let's do some things different. Another one, traveling. I know. Your destination and the way you travel may vary depending on your budget, but almost everyone loves to travel. In fact, if you go on social media, you'll find most profiles have some sort of picture from their travels set as a cover photo. And I do that as well. One of the things that I do actually is every week I post different pictures to different places, right? Because, I believe that people get to know, like, and trust you based on familiarity, right? So, if you've never seen me here, I want to put myself there so that you can identify who Larry James is and what Larry James does. Because as an online entrepreneur, my objective is to grow a business, is to become someone that you didn't know yesterday, but you will know tomorrow, right? You'll know what I do. You'll be able to share that with people that you know, right? The final hobby I'm going to share with you today on this video is titled music. All right? Now, we come to the most popular hobby in the world. Now, why would I say that? There are people who have never read a book or have never traveled any place. Or there are people who have traveled places and read books. But listening to music is the #1 hobby that people acquire. Everybody listens to something. right? Entertaining, whether it's comedians, whether it's jazz, whether it's R&B, whether it's country, whether it's Western, whatever your taste, whatever your preference, it's available to you and you listen to it. Now, whether it's playing an instrument, singing, or just plain listening to the work produced by someone else, music is the #1 hobby of people all around the world, and it doesn't matter how many hobbies you have. You will listen to music even if you do it only once in a while. Because music, as it says, soothes the savage beast. A lot of times, the day-to-day that we go through, the ups and downs that we have in our lives, the miscommunications or the communications that we have, those spark something that makes us want to kind of get into that energy part, right? And music is a form of energy. And when you hear it, it resonates with you, whether you like it or don't like it, right? If you don't like it, it's not resonating in a good way. If you like it or you can deal with it, you can kind of grow with it. You can kind of feel it. You can kind of understand it. You kind of be there, right? And that's what we want to do from a identifying who we are and what we like perspective, right? When you have a hobby, your hobby indicates a lot about who you are, because certain people like certain things, right? That's why you have groups that get together, because they're like-minded. They like doing the same types of things. They like learning the same types of things. You have a group. You may not be in a group, but there are groups that exist today that like the very same things that you like, do the very same things that you do. And you guys will get along well, but you have to seek that group out, right? You have to search for that. You don't have to search far, fortunately, because we have the internet. All you have to do is type in groups that like X, right? And then you can connect with them and join that group and become part of that and get more perspective on that particular thing that you guys like, right? It's that simple nowadays. It's really like push button, automatic. And once you get an understanding of it, you already know it. So all you have to do is just put your phone in front of you, talk about it for a couple of minutes, play it back, and see what you would have changed if you would do it again, and then do it again and change that, right? And get practice, get better. Find a place that you can keep all those videos, all that information, so when you feel like posting them, you can post them to different places like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, on and on, right? There's 100 places online you can post things, information. And you will be known for what you do, because somebody that will be following you will be gaining from what you're sharing. They'll be getting a different perspective, and they'll be growing, right? Just by listening, just by viewing. They will be changed people because of your input. Not mine, yours. And you will get a different feel about how you view things in life. Because when you're actually able to contribute, then that's a different feel than just observing, right? All right, hope you liked that video. Share this video. Continue to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next video.